Who they? Who they? Who they think gonna beat the Bengals? The Chiefs. Who they? Who they? Who they think gonna beat the Bengals? The Chiefs. And since I haven't showed this off much of the video, I figure I showed off. Oh, this is Mr. Hornsby 83. This is the Mr. Hornsby 83 show, and I'm going to be doing a video today talking about, today's going to be a Football Talk Monday. I'm going to talk about the games that went on yesterday. I'm going to talk about what's wrong with the Ravens, what's wrong with the Bengals, what's wrong with my blasted Colts, why Dak Prescott should not have got paid what he got paid, and I think that's it. Everything else will be that. Those are the four things I'm going to talk about. So let's start off with, of course, you know, since I'm a Colts fan, might as well start off with my freaking Indianapolis Colts, because yesterday we got beat by Patrick Willis and the Green Bay Packers. Let me reiterate, Patrick Willis and the Green Bay Packers. Not Jordan Love. Although I think even if Jordan Love would have been in and we would have done better against the run, we probably would have beat him anyway. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's talk about all the things that are wrong with the Colts right now. First off, let's talk about, well, the score was 16-10. I just got back from vacation. I don't thank everybody for, you know, enjoying my posts and all that while I was on vacation for the last 3 days. But, oh my God. First of all, we lose to the Texans. Then we lose to Patrick Willis and the frickin' Packers. It wasn't even Jordan Love. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers. It was Patrick Willis. And let's talk about the first problem. Anthony Richardson. Yes, I know this is essentially his rookie year. I get that. I understand that. But this is ridiculous that you couldn't do nothing against a freaking Packers defense that ain't that great. Their defense is not that good, but yet we're still freaking getting, they still freaking stopped us and won the game. On the good, on the good side, at least we freaking only lost by 6 points. But still, that's besides the point. Next up, let's talk about why Shane Steichen did not have the ball handed to the frickin' Jonathan Taylor more often. Why are we throwing so frickin' much when we got Jonathan Taylor right there next to Anthony Richardson? And he wasn't even in the fourth quarter when we needed him in to pound away on the Packers and win this frickin' game. What the hell? And then let's go over to the defense, because Gus Bradley is just a god-awful defensive coordinator. He needs to be fired. And as far as I know, so far he ain't been fired yet. But he needs to be fired. As of, what is it, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Gus Bradley needs to be fired, because he has been inept at making our defense good. Last year was terrible. The year before it was terrible. What is he doing? We've been ranked 28th to 28th with points against. And the run defense is playing like hot garbage. Zaire Franklin, EJ Speed, the whole front four. You know what, though? I'm not going to totally blame them, the freaking defensive line, for this. Because I'll tell you what, you know who else I'm blaming for this? Well, first of all, I'm going to blame Chris Ballard, because he deserves a lot of blame. Hey, look, I'm not big on going and getting big free agents every single year in free agency. I'd like to see Chris Ballard do what Bill Polian did. Make some minor signings to the team and then sign one big free agent. We did that with Stephon Gilmore a couple years ago, and Stephon Gilmore was pretty good. He was the best thing we had on our team, but we did not do anything to address our secondary problem. Let alone we made it even worse when we released Rodney Harrison Jr. in the freaking preseason, which I thought we were going to keep him. to help out the younger guys and to be a veteran just like Julian Blackmon is, to freaking help our safeties get better. And honestly, safety ain't been a problem. It's been cornerback. Now, last year I thought Jalen Jones was really good. This year he's been playing like hot garbage. And Darrell Baker improves, and he freaking was doing good in the preseason, and we cut him. We went and got Jalen Simpson, and Micah Abraham, and both of those guys were playing pretty good. And instead, we freaking put them on practice squad, I believe. And then when we elevate Chris Lemons to the main roster. But yeah, that's really going to work for us. But Ballard had a chance to pick up at least a freaking corner or a safety that could help this secondary be better, because we all thought defensive line was going to be good. We all thought the run defense was going to be good. But guess what? We were wrong, because guess what? The run defense has been playing like hot garbage this year. And I'm not going to blame that all on Chris Ballard. I'm going to blame it on the freaking fans of Indianapolis Colts as well. Myself included. We all been complaining about, we need a consistent pass rush. We need a consistent pass rush. Our run defense, we don't need somebody that can just run defend. You know, we need somebody that... and I thought the pass rush was pretty good last year. We got, what? A lot of sacks. 3 guys had freaking close to double-digit sacks. We had freaking Samson Ebukam, who had the best season of his career. Kwity Paye had 8.5. Samson, I think, had 9.5, maybe 9. Samson had that. Kwity Paye had 8.5. And freaking Dayo Adegbo had 8. But we're like, oh, we need more pass rush. Oh, Kwity Paye's not, you know, everybody, I haven't been saying that about Kwity Paye, but other people have been in Colts. Oh, Kwity Paye needs to be better against, get pressure, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? The first game, we got a lot of pressure. Yeah, the first half. And the second half, I guess the defense just gave up. But we got a lot of pressure on the freaking Stroud. The only problem is, the secondary kept letting us down. Honestly, I think the problem is because Chris Ballard has not done anything to help improve the team. I think some of these players are just saying, fuck it, we're not even going to try our best. Why even try when we're just going to have another bad season? What's the purpose? Screw it. And Anthony Richardson, look, I know it's essentially his rookie year because he had a lot of issues going on. But you gotta get better. If you're not better by the end of the year, I think, you know, if we go have a bad record, I think we should go for Archie Manning and just trade freaking, Richardson to someone like Seattle or something. Because if we're not gonna do anything and we're not gonna play good on offense or defense, because right now we're not looking good at all. Not to mention Anthony Richardson got injured last year. Now, if he improves by the end of the year, I might change my tune. But for right now, I think maybe we go for freaking Archie Manning. Because Richardson so far has proven he can't do nothing. Even last year, one of the games he did play in, 1, he only played half a game. And then 2, we were still in the same position we were a couple years ago. So, I don't know. I'm not going to give up complete hope. But if it keeps looking like this, I say move on from frickin' Richardson and let's go with Archie Manning. If we're even grace enough to even get the number 1 pick. Whatever the case is, we need something to happen with that offense this year. Then we get Adion Mitchell, who hasn't played good yet. We go and we're all wanting to get rid of Alec Pierce, but he's the best receiver playing right now for us. And Michael Pittman Jr., he's probably so freaking worried about his stupid damn Madden rating on the freaking newest Madden game that he's crying on YouTube about that. Oh, they got it wrong again. I'm big and strong. I'm a good catcher. I don't drop many balls. But it seems like he phoned in a couple plays yesterday too, from my understanding. So, yeah. This team is terrible. And Chris Ballard has been a very terrible architect of this team. Now, I still hold out hope for Quiddy Pay, maybe Dio Digbo. But, yeah, when the run defense is playing this bad, and this is another reason why you should not keep guys once they get into 30 and over. No matter how good they look. Like with Grover Stewart, we just re-signed him to 3 freaking years. 3 years. Probably paid him a lot of money. A 3-year contract. And this guy's been playing like Hart Garbo too. We get Roquan Davis to be a backup defensive tackle to Grover Stewart. He ain't doing much better either. Tavion Bryant, we bring him back. He ain't doing much better either. But seriously, how in the world are you going to sit there and freaking lose to Patrick Willis leading the Packers? I don't get it. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And the offense and defense both have been playing bad. I don't care what anybody says. Both units have been playing bad. Yeah. Richardson got 2 bombs for touchdowns last week. That's because Alec Pierce bailed him out, and Ashton Doolin bailed him out on the other one. Because of their skill set. But, yeah, man, that's just crazy that we're playing this bad. And Ballard, if we're in another situation where we don't make the playoffs, or if we do make the playoffs and we don't freaking win the division, I think Ballard needs to go. And you need to get rid of some of the draft picks he's picked. You've been overpaying guys for doing nothing. We act like we've been a great team these past several years when we haven't. The fact of the matter is we've been a crappy, shitty team for the past several years. And it continues to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I'm getting sick and freaking tired of it. I mean, I am seriously sick and tired of seeing how bad my Colts are being right now. If Gus Bradley gets re-signed, or if they don't fire Gus Bradley by the middle of the season, then what's the point? And Shane Steichen, this is another problem too. Ballard's all worried about taking all these former Philadelphia assistants. He took Frank White. How did that pan out? We ended up having to fire him in the middle of the season and bring in Jeff Saturday, who's never coached professional football ever. He's a great player, and but he never coached professional football ever. Now, he was only an interim coach. It's not like he was like taking over the reins of the team after the season was over. He was only there to be a placeholder coach, and and a lot of people gave the coach flack for that. I didn't have no problem with it because I knew he was pretty much just a placeholder coach to hold us over until we found our real coach. Then we get Steichen. We have a good year last year, even though we didn't make the playoffs. We took Gardner Minshew and made him money. And, this year Steichen's starting to feel like Frank Reich. Making the same mistakes that Frank Reich made. And if he continues doing this, then I don't care about giving him 5 years. If we're bad this year and then we're bad next year, bye-bye Shane Steichen. Quit going for former Philadelphia assistants because a lot of them are freaking mostly reacting on the analytics. You just took a cheap shot at Frank Reich for that a couple years ago with analytics. Now you're going to do this again? Ballard needs to go, definitely. He needs to go. He has not done anything. There has not been a standout player from him in any of his drafts, except for Shaquille Leonard, and he was only good for a couple years, and he gets injured. Then he freaking plays bad his final year here, gets cut, and right now I don't think he's playing in the NFL. Yeah, Grover Stewart has been pretty good, but now he's getting old. You should not have re-signed Grover Stewart. I don't care how good of a defensive tackle he was. There was plenty of good defensive tackles in this year's draft. You could have nabbed up to replace Grover Stewart. The linebacker core, I was upset when we let go of Bobby Akirike. But Zaire Franklin played good last year. But guess what? He ain't playing good this year. Same with Shaq Leonard and freaking E.J. Speed. E.J. Speed played good last year. And the year he came in to replace Shaq Leonard. And he's not playing good this year. And I don't know what to say, man. It's just ridiculous. Ballard needs to go. Gus Bradley needs to go. And if frickin' we don't get things right this next couple seasons, then so does frickin'. If Richardson can't improve by the end of this year, because you can use the excuse, oh, he's still essentially a rookie because, he just started only a few games last year in his rookie year, and then he's only played a few games this year. But if he don't start going upward and improving throughout this year, move on from him, nab Archie Manning, get us a good quarterback. Even with Andrew Luck, look, man. Everyone's like, well, you get a chance to get the generational talent Andrew Luck. How many times did we make the playoffs while Andrew Luck was playing for us? Like, what? 2, maybe 3 times? The rest of the time we were 8-8 or Andrew Luck was injured? Makes no freaking sense to me. Why we keep acting like we've won a championship? Oh, the thing is, we're about winning a championship. Well, your GM has not put a championship team together. We've been losing. We've been a crappy team. We are been what the Bengals were before they got Joe Burrow. And I'm about to talk about the Bengals and that in a minute. But we are being what the Bengals were before they got freaking Joe Burrow, and then they got Jamar Chase. They still got some issues, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute with the Bengals. But, yeah, we are what the freaking Bengals were a few years ago. And I talk all that smack about the Bengals. But heck, my team hasn't even won an opening game since 2013. Unbelievable. Have not won an opening game since 2013. And we act like we won a championship. And the Colts fan base ain't no better. They bitch about one thing, and then when that one thing gets taken care of, they find something else to bitch about. And I'm getting annoyed with that too. Including, even though I like these guys, and he was sending me a friend's request, Bring the Juice is the ones that's making me most pissed off when I hear them talking lately. Y'all are complaining because of how great of a run defender Kwity Paye was before the season starts. Now, Kwity Paye was a good run defender. What's going on now? He's not stopping the run like he had been the past couple years. Make up your freaking mind! Quit freaking complaining about this stuff. He had 8.5 freaking sacks. That's more. Let's not forget, these guys wanted Kemoko Turay to be re-signed when we first signed Gus Bradley. Mainly Cody Felger. We should re-sign Kemoko Turay because, I think he would have helped us. No, he wouldn't. He's been garbage since he's been drafted, and he was garbage, that's why he's gone. He went to Miami, he didn't play no better. Tyquan Lewis. Oh, he's great at getting pressures, but he don't get many sacks throughout the year. That's why I've been defending Kwity Paye so much, because I'm sick of people complaining when every other defensive line, even freaking Latu hasn't gotten a sack yet in the regular season. He got some sacks in the freaking preseason. That's preseason. He has not gotten one single sack yet. Now, yes, he's been doing good with pressuring people, but he has not got one freaking sack yet in a NFL game that counts. But yet, we're all on his bandwagon. Even I was. But yet, Kwity Paye has been improving each year. He's been a freaking defensive end for us. He went from 4.5 sacks to 6 sacks to 8.5 last year. And we were still bitching him on and talking about, we need to get rid of him. He's garbage. He ain't worth the first round pick. He got 8.5 freaking sacks, and he's been improving every year that he's been in the league. Seriously. And I hate to complain when I just came off being happy, freaking coming off a vacation trip, but I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing this crap. But yet you wanted Kemoko Turay to come back when we first signed Gus Bradley as D coordinator. We wasn't even getting pressures. No sacks, no pressures. What was the purpose of bringing him back? Nothing. So we went and got Kwity Paye and Dio Digbo. They've paid off so far. Both guys, I think, have paid off. Even though people give Dio more credit than they do Quiddy, which is a bunch of BS. But, you know, it's just annoying. That Colts Nation, Chris Ballard, the freaking head coach, and all of them are just being stupid. How do you not give Taylor the freaking ball more than freaking 12 times yesterday? Because you want to keep trying to prove that you can make Anthony Richardson a good passer. And then you go with the analytics way too much. That's why we fired Frank Reich. You want to keep going that route? Go ahead, Shane Steichen. You can get fired just like Frank Reich did. And I swear to God, I will not freaking watch any Colts game or keep up on the Colts at all if we have another bad year and Chris Ballard's ass ain't fired. He needs to be fired. Gus Bradley needs to be fired. He's a terrible defensive coordinator. Jim Irsay, do something. Quit letting this crap go on. You keep talking about, we're about winning championships. Chris Ballard hasn't even got us to the playoffs. You can't win a championship if you don't make it to the playoffs. Actually do something. Or, here's an idea, if they don't fire Chris Ballard, make at least one big free agent move. You don't need to make a bunch, because then the team will be worse than what it was. But you can make one big free agent move. That's what frickin' Bill Polian did all those years. That's why the early 2000 Colts teams were in frickin' playoffs and then championship mixed. And you just sit up there like, oh, everything's fine, we're good. Don't even get a frickin' corner or a safety to help this team do anything. Do you? No. You sit on your hands. You say, oh, we can do it with these guys. We can do it with these guys. I think it's because we didn't have Anthony Richardson that we frickin' did it. And all that money that Pittman, Franklin, and all of them made, and Grover Stewart made, they haven't produced yet. Now it's only week 2, things could change. Maybe I'll change my outcome. This is another reason why I didn't pick my Colts, because I don't have no faith in them anymore. Because every year I've got my hopes high and mighty. Oh, we're going to do it this year. We're going to get back to the playoff. We're going to be better. Last year I'm like, oh, we got Anthony Richardson. He gets injured. We freaking have to deal with Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew freaking gets us closer to the freaking playoffs than Richardson has right now. We got him paid. But yeah, we're in this to win championships. We want to win championships. If you want to win championships, if you're serious about championships, make the right decisions. Like I said, I hate freaking ranting after I just had a great time over this weekend, being in Minnesota, going to the Mall of America. Me and my wife and my kids went to the zoo. Some zoo out there. It was a free zoo. And, and then I have to come back and complain about my Colts playing like garbage. Because we can't beat Patrick Will. And we make Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, one of the most sucky running backs in the league. We make him look like he's Jonathan Taylor. While Jonathan Taylor couldn't get nothing going in that first game. Now, apparently he did better this game, but seriously, how is that even possible? I don't know. I'm just freaking fed up with it. I'm sick and tired of seeing my Colts be this bad. Like I said, even with luck, we made the playoffs, 2 or 3 times, and then boom. We were falling apart at the seams. No wonder Andrew Luck retired. Not to mention Grixon didn't do much by freaking didn't give him no pieces that he needed to succeed. I don't know, I'm just done with it. And I apologize for having to holler and be ranting, but this has been on my chest for quite a while. I just don't blame management. I just don't blame the coaches. I blame Colts Nation for this bullshit too, because they're the ones that are causing this issue. Unbelievable. Anyway, moving on. Who they? Who they? Who they? Think they go beat them Bengals? The Chiefs. How? First of all, how did the Bengals lose to the Patriots last week? I get it. They're 1-9 in openers recently, but you lose to a team that's led by Jacoby Brissett, that's in disarray themselves right now, and you knew you were playing the Chiefs the following week, so you knew you had no possibility to win. Now, I think the Bengals have an easy win this freaking week. I mean, if they can't beat this team, I forgot who they're playing, but if they can't beat that team, then I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. If they start out 0-3, which I don't think they will, I think they'll get it together. My problem with the Bengals is because the Bengals do have problems. They still haven't done nothing to fix that offensive line in Cincinnati. Yeah, as much as I troll Bengals fans, and if you see my Facebook videos before I came back to YouTube, you'll see how I trolled Bengals fans. But, they fix that offensive line, that'll be something. Their run defense ain't, I mean, their defense ain't that good at all. I think their edge rusher's the best guy they got on the defensive line, but the rest of the defense is not that good. The rest of the defense, it could use some work. It needs some improvement. And you got to get Jamar Chase signed. And, people are saying, well, maybe it's karma because they're not paying Jamar Chase because, yeah, Burrow looked good, but he had nothing to throw to that rookie year. And he got injured, and he wasn't even able to freaking finish the season. And the Bengals were already in a bad spot that year anyway because there were no weapons for Burrow. Now, they got Jamar Chase. They got T. Higgins. Those guys have really helped the Bengals out. And the Bengals are a better team than they were a few years ago. They're a better team than they were a few years ago. And, the Bengals, like, my Colts are taking the Bengals' place in the freaking pecking order. It looks like the Bengals are taking my Colts' place, my early 2000s Colts' place in this freaking game. Because, gee whiz, we are just freaking terrible. And I'm just getting tired of seeing them. But you know what? I will say, I'll talk about my trip at the end of the video. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Bengals, you need to fix the offensive line. You need to pay Jamar Chase. Problem is, they paid so much money to Burrow that they might not be able to. They ain't been able to get those pieces. They should not have paid Burrow as much as they did. Or they should have waited till his rookie contract was up before they freaking paid him what they paid him. But, yeah, they did it as a knee-jerk reaction after they had just been in the Super Bowl and came that close to winning it. But you should have waited a few more years to see how consistent Burrow can be. One, he needs to stay healthy. Two, he needs to stay consistent. And he seems like he stays consistent. But then there's been games where I've seen where a lot of reasons why they lost wasn't because of the offensive line, wasn't because of defense. It's because of mistakes he would make during the game. So, yeah, even though Burrow's like probably the best quarterback the Bengals have had, probably since Boomer Esiason, I still feel like Burrow makes a lot of mistakes. Because Burrow, he's still young himself. But now he's his fifth year in the league? He's got to stay healthy, and he's got to quit making mistakes. Because you know what? We had Andrew Luck after we got rid of Peyton Manning, which I said, hey, look, we should have kept Peyton Manning for at least one more year. Draft Andrew Luck. Then the next year, if it felt like Peyton was washed, boom, that's it. But even if Peyton wasn't washed, if we made it to the playoffs again and we didn't freaking get to the Super Bowl on Peyton Manning's arm, if you would have choked in the Super Bowl again or choked in the playoffs again, then you cut Peyton Manning. You don't cut Peyton Manning after having a year where he had a bad injury and you saw how bad the team was without Peyton Manning, because that team fell apart without Peyton Manning. The team still hasn't recovered because even Andrew Luck couldn't save the team. But we're talking about the Bengals, so, If you want to get better, I'm just using my Colts as an example because, everybody talked great about Andrew Luck and how great he was, and now people's talking about how great Burrow is, but Burrow Needs to start playing better, more consistently, and he needs to stay healthy because he got injured last year too, and that's why the Bengals didn't make the playoffs because the team was so bad without him in there. They still had a winning record, but yeah, they were so bad. And I think if they fix the problems the Bengals got, yeah, if I'm the frickin' Jim Brown, I'm talking about restructuring. I'm talking about Burrow restructuring his contract so we can re-sign people like Jamar Chase and all that. Because what's Burrow doing with that money? Get goofy ass haircuts? Goofy ass hairstyles? Get him to restructure his contract. If he's really serious about winning, he shouldn't have no problem. And I've even heard Bengals fans complain about how much money Burrow's getting paid. So it's not just me. I'm not a Bengals fan. I never claimed to be one. But even Bengals fans are complaining about all the money he's getting that could have been used to go to other players that the Bengals need to make this team a possible Super Bowl winner. Golly, I'm going to have to wash my mouth out with mouthwash after all this, talking good about the Bengals. But, yeah, man, you got to freaking do something because I think if the Bengals have better pieces at offensive line, defensive line, and their defense in general, and they keep Chase and Higgins, I think the Bengals would be back in the Super Bowl, and they'd probably win it this time. Much as that would irk me, and it would just irritate the hell out of me because I just don't like the Bengals. And, even though a lot of my family are freaking, well, I like my family that are Bengals fans, but a lot of other Bengals fans I'm not too fond of. Or even if they're close friends or friends I grew up with, I'll tolerate them as Bengals fans. I'll tolerate my family as Bengals fans and, some of my friends that are Bengals fans. And but I can't tolerate the rest of Bengals Nation. They're so freaking delusional. They act like the team's been great all these years when they really haven't. The last time they were great was in the 80s. So, yeah. But I think if they fix the problems they have on offensive defense and they get Chase re-signed, and I think they need to get Higgins re-signed, and I think the Bengals could be a Super Bowl winner in the next couple of years if Burrow stays healthy and he stays consistent. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay consistent. He's got to quit being loose with that daggone ball because the ball freaking just keeps flying out of his hands. All right. What is going on with my second favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens? I'm like, when my Colts are having a bad year, I look to my Ravens to give me hope about something. That's why I don't go insane and get agitated the way I just got agitated toward the beginning of the video about my Colts. Because usually, if my Colts can't do nothing, I know my Ravens can do something. But they just freaking lost to the Raiders. Led by Gardner Minshew, might I add. Like, oh my God. I can understand the Chiefs. Ravens and Chiefs. Chiefs are the top team in the NFL. Sometimes Ravens can beat them. Sometimes they can't. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Even though there was a few bad ref calls in that game too. But, oh my God. Yeah. How do you lose to the frickin' Raiders? I mean, come on, Lamar. Unbelievable. How do you lose to the Raiders? I don't get it. I just don't get it. The Raiders are, and it was just their frickin' edge rusher that was really the one that won the game for them. Like, oh my God, come on, Baltimore. I need some hope somehow. The Colts can't win a damn game. Why? I turn to you to win a game so I can be at least a little happy. And people have been comparing Richardson to a current Lamar Jackson. But I think Lamar and Richardson are getting unfairly judged so far. I think they are. I think they both can throw it well. Only problem is Richardson needs to get that accuracy taken care of. If he gets that accuracy taken care of, he'll be fine. Even though I was just hollering for Archie Manning a minute ago. And Lamar, he's shown he can throw the ball. Problem is, I don't know what's wrong with the Ravens. Why they can't get over the hump and get to the Super Bowl. I even picked them to win the Super Bowl this year. Maybe this is my fault because I freaking picked them to win it. But come on, I didn't pick my Colts to win the division or do anything, and they're freaking proving me right so far. But yeah, come on, Baltimore. Do something. Steelers doing pretty well. Justin Fields is looking pretty decent, but I've seen something earlier where, they said, well, let's see how it does against better teams. I don't know. Denver has that freaking Joe Nix. But yeah, we'll see. Now let's get to the final one, and then I'm into this video because, I spent a lot of time ranting about I'm going to talk about some things that was interesting at my trip. And then show off something I picked up for a special occasion, which, at this rate, it might be sooner than I think I have to open the daggone thing. I thought it'd probably be in the playoffs when I'd open it. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. So, anyway. The day of week 1 starting, Dallas frickin' signs Dak Prescott to a big contract that makes him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Does he deserve it? Hell no. He doesn't deserve that. And it was proven yesterday because he took on the frickin' Saints with Derek Carr, who people give. I still think Derek Carr is pretty good. I think he's good. I think he could do something with the Saints. I think last year was just an anomaly. Or the year before, whatever. Who was the first team they played? I can't even remember who they played last week. Oh, the Browns. They beat the Browns, That's because Watson throws the ball a lot. And that gave Micah Hyde a chance. Yeah, Micah Hyde. Is it Micah Hyde? I don't know. That gave Micah Hyde a chance to sack him quite a bit. But you got gashed by the frickin' Saints, who still have Alvin Kamara, which I can see why you got gashed, but still. You got gashed by that dude. And you know what? This is why I said I would have either paid Micah Hyde. Is it Micah Hyde? Micah Parsons, my bad. Micah Parsons. Micah Hyde is like a DB, which I think he's retired now. Micah Parsons. So my bad. But Dak threw a pick, and he couldn't make a comeback toward the end of the game to lead Dallas to a win. That's why I said you either sign Micah Parsons first, re-sign him first, or re-sign frickin' CD Lamb over frickin' Dak Prescott, because like I said about Tua Tagovailoa a couple weeks ago on my first football talk, if you guys want to check that out, go check it out after this. You want to go check that one out, go check it out. Then, I've done this will be my third football video. I did one with Gene, then I did my first football talk, I think it was around preseason time. But I said sign Micah Parsons first, then sign CD Lamb, and I would wait for Dak to take his freaking contract numbers down, because Dak is overrated. He's overrated. He hasn't done nothing to prove he's a championship caliber quarterback. I don't even think he's proved anything to be elite. I think he's a good quarterback. He's not elite. And they paid him like he's an elite freaking quarterback. That's on them. Now, if they lose Micah Parsons, that's on them too. They lose CD Lamb, that's on them too. But he threw a pick. Not only that, I think he fumbled. Not only that, he couldn't lead the team back to beat the freaking Saints with Derek Carr as the freaking quarterback. And I'm not bashing Derek Carr because I like Derek Carr. I like him better than David. But, yeah, I mean, how the heck do you do that? This Saints team ain't as great as people might think it is. I think they got a shock win in week 1, and then this week they won again. Just like the Ravens, they lost the freaking the Raiders, yeah. Unbelievable. I still can't get over that. Denver got beat by the Steelers, and they got Joe Nix. He's supposed to be the next John Elway, supposedly. He didn't look like John Elway yesterday. Or week 1. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just crazy. Why do these freaking NFL teams keep overpaying these overrated quarterbacks? Seriously. Watson's overpaid. Dak's overpaid. Tua's overpaid. And freaking Jordan Love is overpaid. None of them have proven they're on that level to get that kind of pay. They're not Peyton Manning. They're not Tom Brady. They're not currently Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is probably the top quarterback in the league right now, and he's getting paid less than overrated Dak Prescott, Tua, and freaking Jordan Love. How is the top quarterback in the freaking NFL getting paid less than these clown quarterbacks who ain't done nothing to earn their money yet? Answer me that. And I'm not a Mahomes fan. I don't like Mahomes. I don't like the Chiefs. But you can't deny he's the top quarterback in the league. It's Lamar. Well, nope, it's Patrick. I'm going to go Josh Allen next and then Lamar. Because Lamar, he's still got some issues he needs to work out. Those are the top 3 guys. And Allen and frickin' Lamar have even gotten paid more than what Patrick Mahomes has made. And Patrick Mahomes has won, 3 Super Bowls? Or 2, I don't know. 2 or 3. And these guys get paid more than them because they got MVP votes. Josh Allen chokes in the playoffs. So does Lamar. As much as I like Lamar, I hate to admit that, but he chokes in the playoffs. Just like Josh Allen does. And the fact that they didn't do nothing to get Josh Allen any weapons in the offseason is beyond me. Or why the Ravens didn't get Lamar. Yeah, they got Derrick Henry, but they didn't get Lamar no other freaking weapon. So, yeah. So why is Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jordan Love freaking getting paid more than freaking Patrick Mahomes? Or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen? Makes no sense to me. Unbelievable. I also want to mention one more thing about Cody Felger. This guy also thought Wentz was our answer at quarterback, and we knew Wentz was garbage. I knew Wentz was garbage. I think a lot of other people did, but he's the one, we're going to do something now because we got Carson Wentz. We didn't do crap. 9-8. At least we were 9-8. We weren't 4-12-1 like with Matt Ryan. Or we were 9-8 with Gardner Minshew last year. Probably gonna be 9-8 with Richardson this year. Who knows? Anyway, let's talk about happy things before I end this, because this has been a straight up rant video pretty much, except for what I said about the Bengals. So I appreciate everybody enjoying me and my family going on vacation. We got back perfect. We had a good time. We really enjoyed it. Mall of America was worth the hype. I'll say that. That Mall of America was worth the hype. I loved everything I seen in that place. I mean, it's probably the best mall I've ever seen. I've been around a few malls. That's like the best mall and the biggest mall. My mother-in-law had a good time. My kids had a good time. Me and my wife had a good time. We had a pretty good hotel too. Only thing that was crappy about it was the freaking Walmart we were by. God, that Walmart sucked. But other than that, it was a good trip. We enjoyed the trip. Appreciate y'all sending us your love. Also, I appreciate everybody sending birthday wishes to my son James, who just turned 22 on that Saturday when we were at the Mall of America. Yes, appreciate it all. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't even going to do this video today. I was going to do my problems I got. I was going to start this run of saying what problems I got with certain horror franchises and things I could do better with certain horror franchises. But, yeah. Did pick up this. My son bought it. He didn't drink it, but I picked it up and kept it because it's got a Digimon character on it, and I like Digimon. I also picked up a card with a duck with red eyes, a postcard. But there was a big candy store in there, and we found a couple of these in here. Now, I wanted to have one of these a couple years ago when the Bengals choked in the playoffs. But, you know, I even wanted one last year. But it's a bubblegum cigar. I haven't been around this area for a while. I'm saving this thing until either the Bengals don't make the playoffs, or because I got one other one, but I ate that one out there. I'm saving this thing till the Bengals don't make the playoffs, or when they choke in the playoffs. I'm going to be doing the Joe Burrow cigar dance. And I'm going to frickin' sit there and enjoy it. Just to irritate Bengals fans. And I was also happy I got to stand right there, even though they had a setup for a Japanese show. Talking about showing off their culture, and they were showing music. We saw the dragon dance. First time I've seen a dragon dance. Pretty cool. But, yeah. It was a long ass drive though. Boy, long ass drive on the way back. Long ass drive on the way out there. Long ass drive on the way back. Oh boy. What a long drive. We got home at frickin' 12:40 last night. We left there about, I think it was like maybe 11 or 12, and we got home. Well, we made some stops too. But anyway, we were going to be home at 12 o'clock last night. So we got home about 12:40. And boy, we were all tired. We all went to bed, slept. My wife slept till like probably close to 1. I got up at 9. So yeah. But enjoyed the trip. I cannot recommend the Mall of America more. It's a good place to go. Good family place too. Especially if you got little kids, they got rides and everything. It was just amazing. And the best part was going to Toys R Us again for the first time in 2018, because 2018 was a bad year. That's the year my mom passed away. And then not too long after my mom passed, then Toys R Us unfortunately closed for its doors for good. And then they came back, I think it was last year they came back. We got the one in the Macy's, which that one's not as good as the one we saw at the Mall of America. But yeah, so had a really good time, and I appreciate all y'all showing us love while we were on our vacation. And I don't know how many people that are on my Facebook friends and all that watch my YouTube videos, but yeah, appreciate it. So this freaking Wednesday, I will have my problems I got with horror franchise, and I'm gonna start with one of the top dogs in Nightmare on Elm Street. And this is gonna talk about the whole franchise. It ain't just gonna be one movie. It's gonna be the whole franchise, from 1 all the way till the remake. Because Freddy vs. Jason came in between. I'll even probably talk about Freddy vs. Jason. So yeah. And I'm going to be doing that ongoing series for a few weeks. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a shorter video than this one, where I freaking build up the Halloween figure Havoc. Now, the first one didn't do so well. The second one is doing pretty well, like gangbusters right now. So, happy about that. Maybe it's because I had different talent. Maybe people just hate Goldberg. But anyway, please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Let me know if you guys have been to Mall of America. Let me know if you're a Colts fan, what your problems with the Colts are. Let me know, Bengals fans, let me know what you guys think about your Bengals as well. And I'm pretty sure Cowboys fans are going to massacre me for bashing Dak Prescott, but he's overrated. He didn't deserve that freaking pay. And that's a fact. And let me know if you're just only a Ravens fan and not a Colts and Ravens fan, what you think of that. Anyway, catch you guys later. Peace out. Like this video, subscribe for more. Follow my Facebook fan page, follow my Facebook business page, Trajan Toys and Mr. Hornsby 83 Show. Also, check out some of the other videos I've done on YouTube. If you're new to this channel, hit that bell notification, leave a comment. See you guys later. Peace out. See you guys Wednesday. Peace out. This video is going to take forever.